Hi, welcome everybody. I just wanted to spend a few moments just introducing you to the Haiku interface and what to expect from an ASB Online Academy course. When you first log into Haiku, you may be requested to change your password. If so, you can just follow the instructions on the screen in order to do that. When you first arrive into Haiku, you will arrive to something called My Portal. You won't necessarily see or have access to the tab entitled My Classes. Any classes that you are currently enrolled in will be displayed on the left hand side, and each of those are colour coordinated, as you can see here by the colour strip on the far left hand side. You can actually filter this first column and you can remove any activities or announcements relating to any particular course by removing the ticks box here. That can be pretty handy if you have a number of courses that you are working with or enrolled with at any point in time. And to bring them back onto the screen and have access to everything in the one place, you just tick the box once again. On the right hand side, you actually have the option to change the colour coding that's been applied to that course. So this one is currently pink. If I wanted to change it to another colour, I could select another colour from the palette here and it would change all of the corresponding colours relevant to that course over in the announcements and activities and calendar section. In the middle column here, you have access to a couple of different items. The first is a calendar, and what the calendar allows you to see are all of the assignments, discussions and activities that have been posted by your teacher or your instructor in a particular course. And a bit like the announcements here on the right hand side, each of these are colour coordinated with a little icon matching the colour coding on the left hand side pertaining to that particular course. These ones are actually displayed, but if further down, if I wanted to see the detail of activities that are due on a particular day, I can do that by clicking the show, and it will load any of the activities or discussions that are due on that particular date. As you'll see here, as well as the colour coordinated icon, I actually have another icon that tells me whether or not it's an assignment, as this one is, a discussion, or another type of activity. So that's a really good way to be able to gauge what's actually due and happening in a particular course at a given time. I also have access to the opportunity to print this by clicking on the print icon here in the top right hand corner. Once the summary report actually loads, you can see on the right hand side, once again you have a numbered and colour coded list of your classes that you are enrolled in. And on the left hand side, you have a day-by-day list of the activities, discussions and assignments that are due. Often the times are not quite so relevant or key as the dates are, so it's probably the dates that are most important to pay attention to at this stage. That is unless you are working in one of our student courses, and it's a good idea to check with your teacher as to whether or not the timings are related to your local area. Now I can access this report at any particular time, but I can, if I want to, also print a copy by using the icon here on the top right hand corner. Once I'm done with that, I can click on the red cross and close it out. On the right hand side, I have access to a summary of any announcements that have been posted by my instructor to the courses that I am enrolled in. And once again, these are colour coordinated with the icon matching the particular course that it's pertaining to. And if I hover on these icons, it will give me details of the course itself. Now the final thing to note here on this summary page is if you are in fact enrolled in a graded course, which may or may not be relevant for your particular course, often it's the case for our courses that are for graduate credits, you will see a summary of your grades here, should that be relevant, in this bottom block. And you can also access that from the course, and I'll show you that in just a second. So to access a course and get going, you can click on the course name in the left hand side and it will take you to that course, and it will always take you to the beginning page, and if you are partway through the course, you will need to go through and just click back on the course where you left off on the course page. Okay, so once you are in the course, you'll notice that on the left hand side we have a series of pages that you can navigate your way through. Now depending on the course that you are taking, your course may be designed slightly differently in that the pages on the left hand side may use narrative to explain what they are. They may be listed by unit numbers or lesson numbers. It really depends on the instructor's design. Suffice to say, regardless of what they are actually called, all of our courses are navigated the same way by clicking and working through each of these pages one by one. And any discussions, activities or assignments that are relevant to the course will be embedded on these particular pages. So that way, by working through each of them in order, you'll be sure to cover all of the content and material, and also spot and participate in any of the activities and discussions that are relevant to the course at that time. So if I click on our Getting to Know You in this particular course, you'll be able to see what a discussion looks like as you come across it in the course. So you can see here, in this introductory discussion, I have the opportunity to participate as per the instructions, and to do that I would simply click on the icon and it will open up in a separate window, and I can then click on New Post to be able to post and type and submit my discussion post. Now each of these pages, as you work through them, will house all of the content that you need for your course, and we pride ourselves on the interactivity level of our courses. And so to do that, you will notice that we use a range of resources. That can be anything from voice threads to Padlet walls to video tutorials to discussions and other web-based activities and tools that we may be using. All of those, as I say, will be embedded in the course, so you shouldn't be at risk of missing any of those as you work through step by step and stage by stage. Now it's important to know at this point that there is another way of accessing the same information, and you can do that by accessing the tabs here that run across the top. So for example, if I was to click on the Connect tab and go to Discussions, this will actually load up a summary list of all the discussions and their relevant pages. Now if I wanted to, I could participate on these particular discussions here, but actually, as we've already discussed, we can see those from the pages as we work through. But sometimes it's good to know where to see an alternative list. And that's the same for any activities, assessments or assignments that have been posted by your instructor. And once again, you can see a summary of those under the relevant tab top. And finally, if we take a quick look at the grades page, now you'll notice that I've briefly switched classes here, and this is to show you what a graded course looks like. If you are looking for grades that are relevant for your course, and as I say, that's not the case for all of them, you can come here and click on the Assess tab and go to Grades, and here you will see a summary report of any grades that have been applied to your particular course. And once it loads, you'll actually have the activities and assignments or discussions, anything that is graded, listed on the left-hand side. And if the teacher has applied weighted categories, again, you will see each of the activities listed under the graded subcategories, as you can see here. This is a slightly different course, so there's not a need to be able to see these listed out. But you would also see the due dates posted and any points and letter grade applied. So just to summarise and to finish up, a reminder that you can access the course, or the best way to access the course is by working through each of the pages, page by page on the left-hand side, and remembering that any activities, content, assignments and assessments, if necessary and relevant, will be embedded on the course page. But at any point, please do contact myself or your instructor, and we'll be happy to help you and guide you through your course. Good luck!